It's 2024 and there's a whole load of new space games on the horizon. More importantly though, there's a selection of these games that we can play for free right now. These are available as demos from the latest Steam Next Fest. Here then are a bunch of space games that are well worth taking a look at. So Underspace is an open-world space arcade game set in the handcrafted galaxy of Croft. Inspired by classic space titles such as Freelancer, it offers a variety of roles such as miner, trader, pirate, explorer and hunter, allowing players to engage in diverse activities like mining, smuggling, piracy and exploration, as well as battling monstrous creatures. Now, I haven't had a chance to play all of the games in this video just yet, and that includes Underspace. The Steam Next Fest only lasts until the 12th of February, so I thought it better to point out as many titles as possible. Meanwhile, I have played both Star Tracker and Homeworld 3 from the Steam Next Fest, which you can see as the videos from earlier this week. So back to Underspace, the game features over 70 unique star systems affected by dynamic hyperspatial tempests, and that distorts the environments and spawns hazards, strange beasts and treasures. Players can pilot and customize over 60 ships equipped with a selection of over 150 pieces of gear, and that means that you can essentially tailor your experience to your preferred playstyle. The universe is filled with boss fights, 40 different factions or more I do believe, alliances and goals, as well as 30 unique side quests. Underspace supports both solo and multiplayer, so there should be something there for each type of player who likes both of those. Now, I believe the game is set to release in April of 2024, but the demo is available right now. Do check out that link in the video description. Moving on, Hell Galaxy. Now, that's a pretty hefty name there. It's a game that blends space combat, horror themes and RPG mechanics. It's set in a mysterious galaxy where the game's narrative centers on convicted criminals whose consciousness are transferred into starships called raiders. These raiders explore the galaxy, mine resources and combat threats, including rogue drones and remnants of alien civilizations. The game stands out for its extensive customization options, allowing players to tailor their spaceship and armory according to their combat strategies. Now, this customization impacts the gameplay significantly, offering high replayability, at least according to the developers and the information available on Steam. Additionally, the game features a deep economy, with systems for mining, looting and crafting, ensuring continuous and new objectives and different progression paths. So, from what this sounds like, it's going to be a pretty expansive game. Exploration, meanwhile, is a key element, with players uncovering the secrets of a lifeless spectral galaxy. Now, it's unlikely I'm going to get the chance to try out every single one of these games over the upcoming weekend, but I think Hell Galaxy is definitely going to be one of them, and I'll likely do a bit more of a deep dive or an overview video on this one, so we'll know a bit more of what we're going to get into when this game is finally available to purchase. Moving on, The Darkest Star is a turn-based strategy game set in a space-themed environment where the player acts as an admiral of a fleet tasked with defeating an alien force threatening their star system. The game combines traditional turn-based mechanics with unique features like extended weapon trajectories, where some weapons take multiple turns to hit their targets, allowing for strategic depth in planning and maneuvering. Now, a key aspect of this game is fleet management and expansion. Players start with a small fleet and can grow it by capturing or acquiring new ships or new units. Stealth mechanics play a significant role, enabling players to scout with light units and strategically deploy larger ships for combat. Resource management is critical, as ammunition and other resources are limited, requiring thoughtful decision-making. Now, the campaign itself is roguelike with procedurally generated missions, so that hopefully should add to some of the game's replayability. Moving on, Lonely Space. Now, this is a single-player, old-fashioned sci-fi immersive simulation game. Set on a Cassiopeia space station, the player awakens from hibernation to find themselves alone with the rest of the crew missing. The primary objective is to rescue the crew and uncover the mysteries of what occurred on the station. Now, there's a bunch of different key gameplay elements here, but not a whole load of information available on Steam. Essentially, the developers point out that there's a story-based gameplay here, hacking mechanisms, inventory management, enemies, a load of them to put to that point hopefully, weaponry and add-ons, genetic modifications, psi abilities, and save mechanisms. To me, this kind of looks like a cross between Dead Space and System Shock, although we won't know for sure until you actually get your hands on it. This is definitely one I want to play over the weekend, hence this video I want to really give you enough heads up so you can actually try these demos over the weekend. Now, StarBoost is a sci-fi racing game set in a galactic tournament. Essentially then, this is a racing game and players must showcase skill and quick reactions to navigate through space, avoiding obstacles like asteroids and defending against enemies. The game emphasises boosting and strafing manoeuvres. There's a variety of different modes here, which include solo mode for completing challenges and an official tournament mode where players face off against tough competitors. Now, players also have the ability to upgrade their fleet of racers and unlock power-ups to enhance abilities and hopefully aim to achieve higher scores. By all accounts, according to the information, the tracks aren't necessarily linear and do encourage exploration, with players trying to discover shortcuts and strategic advantages. So if you're looking for a space racer, this one could be worth a try. And finally, we come to a game that is really a good game for me from the past, something I really did like. This one is called Outcast, A New Beginning, and obviously follows on from the Outcast game from 1999, a game I was a huge fan of. Now, I have had the opportunity to play this one quite extensively this morning. I initially was going to make a video on this, but I felt it needed a bit more time for me to dive into it and really delve around and really get a good feel for it. So this one is going to get a bit more of an in-depth video later on. But it's not technically a space game, but it is set in a sci-fi world, and it is a title that I'm very keen to see how it plays out. Now, the game features a massive map, and it's actually a rather great looking map. Not state-of-the-art graphics necessarily, but the stylized graphics here, the visuals of the world, are very impressive. The map's packed with different landscapes, hidden temples, and dangerous wildlife. To navigate around the map, players use a jetpack. This allows you to jump into the air dash, glide, as well as give some short flight times as well. Weapon customization is also a massive part of the game, with various modules available to create unique weapons for combat the threats out there. But really, Outcast would be nothing if not for the story. Unfortunately, the demo doesn't really give us enough time to really delve into that. As you load up the demo, it will give you 20 minutes for each different mode. There's 3 different modes you can try in the demo. One of these is a combat mission, the other is just outright exploration of pretty much the entire map, and the other is some parts of the story. Like I say, you get a strict 20-minute time limit on each of these. How Outcast turns out this time around is something I'm really curious to see. There's a lot riding on this one, at least in my opinion, because, like I say, I was a massive fan of the one back in 1999. Let's see how this one delivers. Also, another couple of games worth checking out are Space Truckers. I released a video on that yesterday, as well as Homeworld 3. A video on that also came out earlier this week. Do check out all the links in the video description. And if you fancy watching a bit more, why not check out the videos on the screen right here. I'll catch you next time.